So the other day I was in the grocery store and there were these three boys and they were different ages. And when I see three boys together that are different ages, I just assume that they're siblings. I mean, that doesn't have to be the case, but it's the most likely alternative. And the youngest one was missing a few teeth that made him look really hillbillyish. He didn't look trashy otherwise, so maybe that, yeah, I don't know, maybe he fell down or something, but he was missing some teeth. And they kept going up to people and engaging them in conversation. And it was very suspicious to me because it seemed like it was some sort of forced conversation. And then, like, they would continue to push it, and it didn't feel like they were organically asking questions. It seemed like they were trying to distract people and to consume other people's time. And so at first, when I encountered this, the first thing that I thought was, one of the boys is trying to distract a store employee so that another one of the boys can steal something without being seen. And then I thought maybe it's a vandalism thing. But as it went on, it was not clear what their objective was. And eventually, it was me. The boy came up to me and he asked if I knew where the fruit roll-ups are. Not fruit roll-ups, the fruit roll-ups. Now, as for whether or not there's actually a different thing, I don't know. Maybe there is, maybe there isn't. That's not the point. The point is, after it was extremely clear that I didn't know what he was talking about and wasn't on the same page, the boys continued to engage me, and I don't really know what their objective was. And then, like, another boy is like, oh, you don't know what this dance is? Here, I'll show you. And that's when I started thinking, maybe this is like a pickpocket thing. Maybe they're distracting people so they can grab wallets or phones. I didn't lose anything, but I was extremely nervous about that because I'd recently watched a pickpocket video. Apparently, if you can engage somebody, you can pretty much just take everything out of every one of their pockets and they won't even know. I watched a video called like 8, or like, I don't remember what the number was, but it's like different levels of pickpocketing. And the final one was the most impossible. It was he stole somebody's necktie without them realizing. And that's when it occurred to me that it's like, it's probably pretty easy to lose your stuff, so need to be on the lookout for that. So I don't know what that was, and I didn't actually see them do anything or try anything. So maybe this is a cultural difference. Maybe they just come from a really small town where everybody is really, really friendly, and I have just become a cynical, paranoid asshole. But the encounter was awkward. And this is the same store that the other day, not too long ago, a girl came up to me and she said she was embarrassed and she wanted to go over there, and vaguely pointed somewhere further into the store. Now, she may have had a very specific place in mind that she wanted to go to, but the way I interpreted it was just over there. I think that was probably just her wanting to beg for money, but it made me extremely uncomfortable. I've been put into situations before where somebody gets you going and then it's kind of hard to put on the brakes. I'm not a particularly assertive person in the first place. So, once somebody has, either metaphorically or literally gotten you to go over there in inverted commas, well, then psychologically you're already prepped to do something else. I want to sound like a dick, but probably preying on men roughly my age is a good strategy if you're trying to like extort money. And I'm not saying that I'm particularly resistant to that, but I am trying to be aware of the problem. This girl was, I don't want to sound like a dick, but she wasn't really particularly hot or attractive in a conventional or unconventional way, but she was young, and we are trained in our society that we are supposed to help, damsels in distress, and that is something that can be exploited. I was very uncomfortable. Over the past, 10 years or so, I've become a lot more nervous about people's motivations. 2012 me was like almost comically naive, and I'm actually surprised that hasn't gotten me into more problems than it has, because I had to learn that some people suck. Some people are evil, and I don't know why, but like it always seemed like a game to me. I thought that, yeah, okay, sure, people do bad things sometimes, but if they saw the harm that they were doing, they would stop. Or if they were confronted, they would stop. Or if they were outed, they would stop. Or, empathy would kick in at some point if they realized they'd pushed it too far. And that's not actually the case. Some people, actually a lot more than I thought, really are motherfuckers. And that's, it's kind of a problem. It's a problem for being, naive and trusting and thinking that there's good in everybody. And part of me became bitter when I realized that some people weren't the people that I wanted them to be. And that allowed me to act in irrational and unhelpful ways. And you know what? My friend just got some bad medical news. She texted me. I need to respond to that instead of making a video. So anyways, I'm going to talk to you later.